In this video, I'm going to take you through a song that I'm working on called Resignation. Let's jump into it. Resignation started with some files. I have about 7 different videos where I go through the building of this track. So in part 1, I try finding a rhythm. So, for example, all right, so the first thing that I do when I'm building a track is I generally try to find some type of a rhythm. So you can see in this video, I have this waveform of me driving in my car, thinking about a song, and just recording whatever it is I had in my mind at that point in time. So at that point in time, I had this file. And then I take this file from my phone and load it into my computer, which is this file here. And then I've dragged that into Adobe Audition. And just so I can convert this file to a waveform, or a wave file rather. Alright, so then after I'm done with this, I take that file and I throw it into Ableton. And you can see here, that's the file. Alright, so then once it's in Ableton, and this is the waveform here, I'll apply these warp markers to the track so that the waveform is associated with some type of a bass tempo, right? So when you load something into Ableton, Ableton has an internal algorithm that will associate your waveform to some type of a tempo, right? So you can see that right now my tempo is at 193, and in the background of this waveform you can see that there's these little tiny gray bars, right? So essentially what's happening is this waveform is converted into something that Ableton's what am I trying to say here? It's basically just assigning a tempo to your waveform so that when your waveform is playing, you could match that to other loops that play at the same tempo. So here's what I'm talking about. If I were to turn on my click track, okay, so right now you can hear that my click track is playing in the background. Alright, so at this tempo, 193, I've got this click track, and if you were to follow this waveform, you can see that there's some relative beat matching happening. Right? And in this waveform, had I not done, or had I not added these markers, my waveform wouldn't be on tempo with this click track, right? Which is really important because when you're trying to use other loops in Ableton, like this drum loop here, they're not going to be on the same timing. So your drum loop is going to be at one speed and your waveform is going to be at another speed. And so after I'm done creating these bass rhythms, I'll go through the process of warping my tracks so that they match to whatever tempo I want the song to be, so that I could start to add other loops on top of my bass waveform. So if you want to learn more about warping techniques, you can watch some of my other videos where I go into a deep dive on that, or you could actually watch part 1 of Resignation, which is where I go through how I actually mapped or warped this wave file. Okay, looks like part 1 and 2 I do that. Part 1 is I find the rhythm, and I think I'm just adding them to Ableton here. And these are all the rhythms that I wanted to use. Alright, that's insane. Anyway, some of the other videos. Let's see what I did in part 2. Right, so you can see that I have my click track on. And at that point in time, I just started off my live file with just the waveforms from, what I recorded in my car. And I walk you through the steps of warping your files to a specific tempo. What else do I do in here? Yeah, so it's just a bunch of warping. So if you're interested in learning more about that, check out that video.